How about now? Can you guys hear me now? Is this good sound? The miming is sort of comical. That's all right. Can you hear me now? Am I coming through now? Okay. I hope that I am. Yes, there we go. Thank you, you guys. Perfect. Just need to mute the other one that was doubled, and there we are. All right. Wonderful. I'm attachment specialist Adam Lane Smith. I am not a technician, but I can occasionally figure this out. Good to meet with you guys. Good to talk with you. Today, I'm going to teach you everything about relationships, bonding, intimacy, in and out of the bedroom, emotional intimacy too. Everything you want to know about relationships. I've been doing this for 14 years now in a variety of settings, and I'm here now to teach. I call this micro coaching because I do full-on coaching for people, everybody, every walk of life. And this is micro coaching. You're in chat. Drop me your questions in chat and let me know what help you need. Let me know what you want to learn about as we go, as I teach some of this bonding stuff. Hit me with questions, or even if something's going on in your life. Hey, Adam, this has happened in my life. Let me know, like, what should I do? What should I do with this? Who should I talk to? How do you fix this? Let me know. Hit me. You guys will get a little micro coaching taste of what real coaching is like, but I'm totally here for it. You know, I used to watch this show called Fraser Crane, and he had this radio show. He was a radio psychiatrist, and I used to think that would be fun. And here I am now doing like a YouTube attachment specialist, a YouTube relationship coaching and stuff like that. So here I am. Hit me with your questions. Let me know what's going on. It is Black Friday, obviously. You're going to hear a bit about that because I do have some Black Friday specials for my resources. You're going to find all of those linked in my About tab, and 70% off most of them. So Sam says, what's up, people? Good to see you, Sam. Welcome. Mallory, welcome. Do you have any questions as well? Thomas Carlson, thank you for the advice as you walked me. Kind of like, hey, can't hear you. I appreciate you giving me the feedback. Steve Crayola as well. What do you guys want to know about tonight, and what challenges are you guys facing that I can help you with? Ooh, Mallory just posted. My boyfriend of a year and a half finally told me he's in love with me. Is that normal? A year and a half. Ooh, when I hear something like that, the first thing that I think of, doesn't mean it's actual, but the first thing I think of that I start to check for is avoidant attachment, which is the belief that nobody else on earth is capable of acting in good faith with you on his end. So they stay emotionally safe and back. They avoid deeper relationships and deeper intimacy and deeper connection. So falling in love is terrifying to them. Committing is terrifying. Admitting it, they're usually the ones who say a label. I don't want to label. On and off for a year. Yes, they're usually the ones that duck in and out of the relationships. Was it you that split up on the off and on? Was it him? He told me he loved me, but now he's falling in love. Aha. Okay, so something is happening where he's feeling safer in that relationship. Tell me a little bit more about his behaviors. And frankly, a little bit more about your behaviors. What do you guys like in relationships? I got a sticky spot on my cup. I have 4 kids, so there's no telling what it could be. He told me he loved me. Now he's falling in love. Both of us. Aha. Ooh, okay. So both of you did the split up back and forth. So Mallory, have you studied much about attachment? Do you know much about avoidant attachment and anxious attachment? Have you guys really done that work yet? Because that may be something that would be beneficial for the two of you to go through and learn about attachment as a couple. I'm wondering if that could be. What was it? And what was it that made him feel safe enough to start falling in love with you now and start saying it? What was it that made him feel safe now? Sam, it's so sad how modern game culture is built on playing, taking advantage of people's insecurities, like men purposely being avoidant or women playing hard to get. This needs to be spoken about more. I talk about it endlessly to the point that people hate me for it. So I totally am with you, Sam. Many relationships modern days are built on acting upon other people and pushing certain buttons to try to get reactions we want. And we're investing in outcomes instead of investing in the relationship itself because we're fearful of connecting to people. That is the heart and soul of insecure attachment, whether it's anxious, avoidant, or disorganized. So totally with you, Sam. Modern dating and modern game culture on both sides and both reactionary groups of the genders, both of them are very much built in on supporting bad attachment and cultivating even worse attachment. And treating it like it's normal. Mallory, I know I have anxious attachment style. He seems more avoidant. Very common for one to chase the other. He almost really lost me and he told me it broke his heart to see me cry. Good. You guys are fixing it. You guys are fixing it. I love that. That is good. Mallory, so is he willing to do the work to fix that attachment? Is that something you guys could do? Because if he's fearful of being smothered, overwhelmed, hurt, betrayed, and you are fearful, most likely, of being abandoned and left behind, it's going to be rough, and it could get rougher if and when you guys fully commit, and if you decide to have children. This is be the time to fix it. So is he willing to do the work? An anxious person is almost always willing to do the work. But an avoidant person is much more nervous usually. He's willing to go to therapy. I have a better option. It's really cheap. Not better option. I shouldn't say that. But I was a couples therapist for years. I got my master's degree. I apprenticed. I was a licensed marriage and family therapist. I retired so I could do this attachment coaching. And I took my 14 years of training experience. I built an attachment boot camp video course that couples can go through. And for Black Friday weekend, yeah, I know I shouldn't say better, but Black Friday weekend, it's 70% off. So it's 70% off. You guys can go through the course and learn what attachment is. He can cry as he goes through the course, honestly. He can be like, wait, that's really what it is? That's okay? That's what avoidant people are shocked to know that it's okay for them to ask for their needs to get met and trust you and act in good faith. The course will shock him, but it will inspire so many conversations between the two of you. So it's 13 videos plus multiple webinars that I filmed, which is actually, I'm going to be expanding it a few more hours. It's linked in my About page. If you click my About section, I think I can actually drop the link right here in chat if I look that up real quick. But that is right now 70% off. Right now it is 70% off. linktr.ee/Adam Lane Smith. Ooh, here we go. Black Friday attachment course special. I'm going to post it in chat really quick. And then I'm going to trim off like the weird code so it actually fits into chat. There we go. There is my course for 70% off right now. And it includes a free month inside my private community where you could activate that and then work with me in group settings in there as well to get questions answered, or he could, either one of you. There's a lot of avoidant people in my group. A lot of anxious people started like right off the bat. And then a lot of avoidant people have been filtering in slowly. So it's interesting to see that mix. So there you go. Check that out and let me know. All right, I'm going to go back. I don't want to miss anybody. Vivian, good to see you in here. What if someone says they love you almost right away, then do not act appropriately on those feelings? Is that avoidant as well? Yes, most people are afraid to connect. Yes, Vivian nailed it. That usually is the love bombing feature of avoidance, and it can either be love bombing from pure avoidance or love bombing for the disorganized style, which is a blend of the both. Disorganized style like deeply connects over much, like immediately, but then they get hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold. That's the disorganized style. The avoidance style is just straight up like, I'm going to love bomb this person and deeply connect, but I'm not going to connect very much on my side. Jessica, did you just start their live? I did, and I'm kind of jumping around. I want to get everyone's questions, but I just saw that one. That was important. Caitlin Smith, my kid wipes her fingers on the furniture. 100%. 100%. Sam, is it true insecure people tend to find secure people boring because of how they don't play the games? They're boring, but that's really an excuse. They're intimidating, they're confusing, and they're nerve-wracking because secure people don't love bomb you and saturate you with attention and oxytocin at the beginning, so it feels like they're not interested. So the unhealthy behaviors aren't happening, so it sounds like they must not be they must not be connected enough to give me the unhealthy behaviors. So it's confusing. Most people find it very confusing. I doubt it. I know a couple people, they aren't boring. Maybe it gets depressing. You can't help feeling. Yeah, Caitlin, I totally get you. It's in the dating game, though. It feels uninterested is what it is, usually. I'm going to save the link. Can my boyfriend guy get one-on-one with you? Mallory, absolutely. I don't usually work with couples, but I'm opening up more and more to it. What I don't do is couples who are fighting. I don't do that work because you're wasting the time with me. Frankly, you need a mediator. You don't need me. I am going to post you for that. My bundle, my attachment boot camp. No, my Black Friday attachment bundle. So it's 2 coaching sessions plus 2 live webinar events, plus the course, plus a month inside my community for $8.99. It's $3,750 of value for less than 30%. So you save like 75% off of it. There's the bundle, 2 coaching sessions plus the course. You can do the course, then you can do the webinars with me. Both of you do the course together, then the live webinars. Then you can jump into the coaching and fix the specifics that haven't been fixed yet from the course. And I'll show you how to apply all the information, and then you can activate the month in the community and get the support you need. So that's the bundle right now. It is only, both of those are only available through Monday night. So make sure you don't miss them. Pick them up now. Even if you don't schedule the coaching yet, pick them up now and have them ready. What causes one to go from anxious style to near completely avoidant? Injuries, emotional injuries, wounding, attachment wounding, someone hurting you so bad over and over and over that anxious is not enough anymore and earning their approval is not enough. And usually, like, being in close proximity, that means with a narcissistic person who is wounding you over and over and over. Can you love bomb and be avoidant? That is who love bombs. The avoidant person is the one that does the love bombing. Yes. 100%. Will do. Thanks, Adam. Mallory, you are very welcome. Very, very welcome. I also have just four coaching sessions on 25% discount right now. If you click into my about section, my link trees in there. You can see all my resources in there. But that attachment bundle right now, the Black Friday bundle, that's the best. That's the best deal right now. It has all the 4 things that a person really needs to connect in that order too. So, what is the best way to be there for my wife, but also give her space as her parents divorce? It's messy. Her mother left her father, who's a definitive narcissist. Oof. Asking her what she needs, doing not like hourly check-ins, but checking in, talking over like what has happened, helping her just give her space to vent. Ask her when she starts talking, ask her, are you looking for a solution or do you want to share this with me? I'm happy to listen. Giving her that space to listen, 100% very important so she can process. And frankly, if it's too much for you to process, getting her in touch with people she can also process it with, like friends, a therapist, a coach, whoever she needs. Support networks too, support groups. You should make a dating matchmaking service for those in the attachment community. Tinder isn't for us. No, Sam, 100%. 100%, yes. My attachment community has reminded me many times that I need to make matchmaking services. I'm slowly getting there. I am pretty convinced that a number of the people in that group are probably going to link up and end up getting married anyway. So unofficially running a dating service, it seems like sometimes inside that is what it is. Does anxious not love bomb? Not usually. Although the anxious will be codependent often of needing to be needed. So it's endless acts of service to be useful so that the other person won't abandon them. That's usually what the anxious does. It doesn't really look like it's not quite the same effect as love bombing. Not quite the same effect. Can we talk about intimacy? Please do, Mallory. Totally. What questions do you have for me? I don't want to say I'm an expert on intimacy because that sounds weird. But professionally, I am an expert. Hit me with that. What advice would you give to someone who has a long-term relationship but is and has been addicted to his or her phone for over a decade? That is a massive typically a dopamine issue, which, your phones were designed by many of the same engineers who created like slot machines and casinos and stuff like that. People don't realize that, but that was what they went for when they started building the designs on a lot of those machines, those phones. So just be aware. Is Tinder like Plenty of Fish or worse? Most people I know use Plenty of Fish. Tinder at least is worse. I would say Plenty of Fish. I've heard awful horror stories. Yeah. Steve, thank you so much. You're very welcome. Thank you for the questions. Audrey Hanson, what up, bro? Audrey! That is my actual real life sister. So that is awesome. That is very cool that you are here. This is one of my first streams you ever come to because you don't watch me stream on TikTok because you don't usually do TikTok. But I am totally here. That is awesome. Actual real life sister. You're alive. You're breathing. You didn't eat too much turkey and die. I'm glad. How you doing? I haven't seen my girlfriend since April. Her father tried to marry her off when they went to visit family in Egypt. She had to escape on her own. I think she has fearful avoidance. I would probably have that too. I would probably have fearful avoidance if I went to Egypt and they tried to marry me to somebody. No, that's a whole family system. That's not like one small event. That is an entire family system. You haven't seen her since April, though. Are you still together? Have you been able to talk? She got back, attempted to take her life. How do I help her? So you haven't seen her since April. And are you guys in communication, like long distance sort of now? Is that what's going on? Can you give me some tips on other ways I can be intimate with my boyfriend besides making love? Yes. Telling him you respect him. That is one of the biggest, most intimate pieces that a woman can usually do for the man in her life. I respect you. Giving him more hugs, holding hands, more physical contact. It's not so much I love you, it's I respect you. And mentioning his principles and his values, how hard he works toward his values and his principles, and his goals, how much you respect that. Big, big, big intimacy there. Asking him how you can support him throughout his week, especially through difficult times. That is a big, actually intimate thing for men, especially. Men really appreciate that. And you could vasoppress and bond as you do that. So there you go. Too old for TikTok. Audrey, you are younger than me, so don't even say that. I don't do the dances, but I'm on there. She got back. Ooh, she emails me. She won't talk or see me, just emails. So you guys are in an email-only romantic relationship since April. And she is or has been actively suicidal. How can you support her? I would recommend asking. Asking, what can I do for you? Reaffirm and validate, I want to help if I can. I know you're not super comfortable getting close, but I would like to provide as much care as I can. What would be helpful and what would be beneficial? Please help me to help you as much as you're comfortable with, and let me know where the boundaries are. The more you can confirm for her that boundaries are okay and that you are a person in her life who wants her to have boundaries, the more you will set yourself apart from the people she's used to. One of the best things you can do. Head charge. Can attachment issues help explain why intimacy suffers in long-term relationship, not short-term? Yes. So short-term hookup culture, the female sex drive is built on bonding, connecting, attracting. But about 7 to 12 months in, the female sex drive switches to long-term maintenance mode because we are built on a hunter-gatherer model that has not changed, not even with the Neolithic Revolution. And hunter-gatherer models did not have very useful contraception, that did not have very high rates, apart from not doing it. So if you're in a loving relationship where you're doing it, the female drive says, I will not be safe if he gets up and just wanders away. So if he's not emotionally bonded to me, he will probably leave me and the children. And if you've ever seen an 8 months or 9 months pregnant woman waddling around, you know that if 8 of them were hunting with spears, they would probably not be very good at catching prey and feeding their family. So the men had to go out and do that. That's what it is. This is why the female brain, long-term, equates emotional intimacy, emotional bonding, and emotional connectedness with stability in the family and stability in the bonding. So if you have emotional, intimate connection between the two partners, her drive will go up. If you do not, her drive will go down in an effort to prevent something disastrous from happening and wasting resources taking care of a child who's probably going to die because the dad is going to walk off and abandon you both. There you go. Ask me more about that. I just paid her way into rehab. She does want help. Okay. Totally with you. Talk with her about what she needs. Talk with her about what she needs and what is helpful and useful between the two of you. Sam, changes 7 to 12 months in. Is that why many non-marriage relationships don't tend to last beyond a year? Yup. The research shows that most relationships are fake for the first 7 months anyway. And that is why it's usually the attachment piece, because people are putting their best foot forward. The avoidant person is love bombing and then breadcrumbing, and the anxious person is just desperately throwing everything out so that they won't be abandoned and not asking for anything. But at about 7 to 12 months, it starts to shift to where is this really going? And then it starts to change. People can't keep up the game anymore either. So 7 to 12 months, that's when the female drive switches. It's a magical thing. The female drive then becomes a really good indicator for the emotional health of the relationship throughout the rest of the relationship. And if you keep the emotional intimacy and bonding high, the female drive will typically stay high through the rest of the relationship. It just is a magical thing. That's a good litmus test for the rest of the relationship that way. These are great questions, you guys. Keep hitting me with them. I'm going to be here for about another half hour or so. Let me know. There's no more questions, so I'm going to start talking as there's no more questions. So if you want to hear me stop talking or answer some more questions, drop me some questions here in the chat. Audrey, if you're still in here, you could drop me some questions too. In fact, I require it. So, I love you, sis. What else? Have you guys heard about this vasopressin bonding thing? Maybe you have. Vasopressin is the hormone released when we accomplish tasks together, missions, goals. We achieve something, and then you can high five and say, "We did it." My wife and I will literally high five and yell vasopressin after we've done something together. What this is, it's a bonding hormone that connects two human beings and says, "That person helped me solve a stressful problem. I fixed it. We fixed it together. I need to stay around this person." That's vasopressin. Men have more receptors for this than women do, but a difficult childhood also shifts your bonding experience so that your oxytocin receptors are primed to receive vasopressin instead. So men bond best through vasopressin, and this is what makes them emotionally invest in you then, because their brain says, I need to stay around this person and keep them around and keep them bonded, and I really like this relationship. The research shows that long-term, vasopressin bonding is incredibly important for the health of your relationship, and it often determines if you're going to stay together long-term or not. Not completely, but it's massively correlated. For two key pieces. Number one, when you have a crisis, your brain needs to already be programmed toward each other so that, for example, the man will not spiral off and say, I'll solve this problem alone, but another woman makes him feel good while he's solving the problem alone, so he has an affair with her and leaves you for her. Very common for that to happen. It's because they didn't renew the vasopressin bonding or do it in the first place. And number two, the research shows that when you renew the vasopressin bonding, it also renews the oxytocin bonding, which renews the honeymoon phase and spikes the passion and the joy in the relationship again. So if your marriage is cold and dead, often it could be attachment issues leading to vasopressin bonding issues, and you need to renew the vasopressin bonding. So ask me about that. But that's vasopressin. That's why it's so important. Just signed up for your boot camp this afternoon. Much love from the UK. Thank you, Head Charge. I appreciate you. Make sure you watch that. You can watch as many times as you want. It is your course. I am doing, because I just threw out the attachment bundle. For $8.99, you get $3,750 of value for $8.99. It's a more than 70% saving off the value. I'm going to be doing 2 live webinar Q&As inside that, and they are going to be about 2 hours each. So that's about 4 hours material. I'm going to take that and have it edited up and put that also into the course. So if you've bought my attachment bootcamp course, which right now is on sale for 70%, 70% off, you will be receiving additional up to 4 hours of material plugged in probably next month. Just an additional 4 hours of live Q&A webinar events, answering everybody's deep questions about what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? 4 more hours. So that course is gonna boost big time. All right, more questions. I'm all ears. I would love to hear more about that. Great. That's what I did it for. Thank you. Adam, big fan of yours. Hey, Limutas Bass. Good to see you in here. Thank you for coming in. Caitlin Smith. My mother likes to bring up conversations she has with my pedophiles. What? I'll probably be visiting in a week. Not my idea, and I'm afraid she will bring it back up. She doesn't really listen when I tell her I'm uninterested. I'm not sure how to get her to bug off. Just one. Typo. Uh-oh. My mother likes to bring up conversations she has with my pedophiles? I'm not sure how to interpret that, Caitlin. Please, just one. I don't know what that means. Pedophiles? I would be concerned. Give me some context. What are some pragmatic ways to renew vasopressin? Vasopressin. Yep, it's hard to spell. V-A-S-O-P-R-E-S-S-I-N. So real quick, I have 5 guides on my YouTube channel. That's not me telling you. I'm not going to explain. I'm just letting you know. I have 5 guides on my YouTube channel. Josh Grit, I just saw your question up here. I'm going to go back up to you here in just a minute. So don't despair. And don't leave. Vasopressin is released when you accomplish a task or a mission or something like that together. So it can be as simple as doing a jigsaw puzzle together, building a birdhouse together, restoring a piece of furniture or a table together. It can be redecorating your home. It could be rebuilding a car engine. It could be repairing something that's broken. It could be solving problems in your life. It could be getting through a stressful period together as a team by filling different roles. It can be paying off a debt. It can be going to an escape room. It could be playing cooperative video games together or cooperative board games or something like that. Anything where you could high five at the end and say, we did this together, we accomplished it, that's vasopressin. Josh, the love bombing breadcrumbing really hits home. The 7 months of artificial relationships. One of my next steps now that I know I'm avoidant. Fix the avoidant behaviors. They're built on the belief that no one else on earth is ever going to work in good faith with you. So you are the only one trying to work in good faith. excuse me. So you need to manage other people's emotions. And that's what that is managing their emotions so that they will be in positive mindsets to work with you and do what you need them to do. That's what's happening. So to learn that you can open up and connect with other people is the answer. And that's fixing attachment. It is a process. There's a number of ways to start. It kind of depends where you want to start and how much you want to invest in starting. Like my coaching, I personally could coach you through it, but some people take my course instead. And right now my course is 70% off. Let me see. Where do I have that? Attachment Bootcamp. Here we go. I'm gonna post the link to my Attachment Bootcamp course. It is 70% off right now. It will show you how to fix your avoidant attachment throughout the length of this course. You watch it and do what it says, and it will show you how to fix that. So check that out right there. The link I just dropped in chat, Josh, and that will show you how. 100%. I just saw you dropped another one. Does an avoidant type attract relationships with married women? Yes. I often find myself in carrying emotionally physical relationships with women who are in unhappy relationships. Yes. And you will be attracted to them, especially because they're emotionally unavailable. So they can't chase you. So if you get smothered, you just have to back off and they can't chase you. They can't. That's why you find them comforting and you find that relationship dynamic probably safe. And they're looking at you because they know you won't invade too much and pressure them into things. So yes, 100%. 100%. Limuda Bass, I'm going back to you. I have a broad question. What's the rule of thumb in measuring if the therapy one's doing is working? Is there such a thing in progress? There better be progress. Yes. 100%. There should be progress. Talk with your therapist about measuring that progress. They should be documenting it and tracking it and have those conversations with them. When I was a therapist for years and years, I processed and tracked the progress with my clients. Would say, here's where you were, here's where you're at now. Let's measure this. Let's do this. Your therapist should be doing that. If they don't, not a great sign, but have that conversation. Ask your therapist. They should be able to show you how it is actually working. She doesn't really listen when I tell her I'm not interested, just how to get her to bug off. One typo. I'm 28th person in question is her ex-stepmother, so it's a weird relationship. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, no, okay. I'll be visiting in a week. Not interested. Got you. So this was someone maybe who did SA. I was like, why are you collecting pedophiles in your life? That makes sense. Sorry, SA. Usually it's probably a case of SA. I'll just assume. You don't have to say yes or no. I would just assume. In that case, your mom has incredible boundary issues and probably thinks it's totally 100% normal and has no understanding of how much this hurts. You're going to have to draw a line and say, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm not okay with. This is my principle. And this is wounding me. I need you to be considerate of this and love me, because this comes down to a matter of loving me enough to care for the pain that this could inflict on me. And I need this. You need to be able to do this for me in our relationship, or I'm not going to be able to visit you, because I need to really protect myself with this. Audrey, how do you foster secure attachment in a teenager? Have you missed the window for some things by this point? Good question. You targeted this one. You know I love talking about this. It is not impossible. The best thing to do is maximize your own understanding of attachment. Go to them and explain the conversation, the relationship you would like to have with them. And then you're going to have to work cooperatively with them and say, is that a relationship you would like? What relationship would you like for us to exist between us? Here's what I would like. If you're not wanting quite like that much yet, what would bring you around to wanting that? What would have to be happening in our relationship for us to be able to do that? It's a negotiation by that point. It must become an adult to adult communication. Even if they're teenagers, an adult to adult communication about what they want and how long it would take you to get there, and negotiate for that to meet each other's needs in good faith. That's what it would have to be. And unfortunately, if they're teenagers and they have bad attachment, they may not know how to do that. And it may take a few times, and they may not know. And you have to be able to say, okay, I want this relationship with you down the line. I'd love to build this, but if it's on your time, that's okay. Let me know. Keep me updated. I'll check in again with you and think about it and let me know, because I really want this relationship with you. Best thing. Does an avoidant... Oh, we already did that. Jessica, what if it's just being supportive at home? Cooking, cleaning, does that count? Not doing it together, but for him. It does if it's presented in the context of he is fulfilling one role and you are fulfilling another, and showing how your work is supporting his work. My wife has been a stay-at-home mom for years and years, and I could not do my job working 12 hours a day doing streaming, writing content, working with my community, doing coaching. Like I work 12 hours a day. I could not manage this if it wasn't for her doing her role as well. So in that context, her doing her job is bonding, and the two of us surviving and making it work, it is bonding for us as we recognize the milestones we have achieved together. Now, just her doing the laundry doesn't vasopressin bond me to her, but us going out on dates every 2 to 3 weeks and like high-fiving over the progress we have made and the roles that both of us have led to and fulfilling that progress, that's vasopressin bonding. Does that make sense? A little bit of a different context. Josh, wow, amazing. Good, I'm glad. You can fix this, Josh. You 100% can. Honestly, the hardest part for an avoidant is just identifying that attachment is real and that you can fix it. That is the hardest part for avoidant. So if you are already there, you have already done the hardest, like half of the work. Now it's just following the steps, learning what they are, having the conversations, having the experiences, and changing your brain. And yes, it will be nervous. It's easiest with a coach, which is why I coach. But that course will show you exactly what to do and exactly how to do it. 100%. 100% totally will. And that will fix it. You only really need 2 or 3 people that you're actually open and bonded with. You don't need to do it with like 50 people. I totally get you. I'm literally crying right now because it hits home so much. Josh, totally with you. Totally with you. That course is on sale until Monday. So don't miss this window because it's going to go back up to like $500. Just to let you know. Right now it's $197 and you get a month inside my community. This is why so many people with avoidant behaviors, they come into my community and then they kind of lurk for like the first month or two. And they're like, all right, is everyone in here a sociopath? Are they all going to use this information to hurt me? And then when they're like, wow, it didn't hurt me. And then they start opening up and building that bond and they feel safer and safer. Then they connect to the people in the group and then they share some things in the group and they're like, and they back off. I see them like back off. And they like lurk because they shared and they're afraid someone's going to hurt them. And they're like, oh, wow, no one has hurt me. They're actually liking me. And they open up more and they open up more and they open up more. So totally with you, man. Totally with you. It's a process. You don't have to rush it. No one is going to make you rush it. You're good, man. You are good. It's all right and it will work. Just fix the attachment. Now that you know about it, it's the hardest piece of it, bro. It's get through the fear to have the conversations next. Check out the course right now in that link I just dropped up top. If you want to do coaching with me, if that would be helpful, grab my other bundle that I threw up there a bit earlier. It's also in my About tab in the link tree. You can do coaching with me. You can do whatever you need. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it, man. Wherever it is. Even if you just come to my lives. I don't care. Keep talking, man. Do not let this go because you can change this and it will change your life for the better for the rest of your life. Then you can find someone who really loves you. That's the goal of all this attachment. Find someone who really loves you. Find friends who love you. Maybe have kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids and love them and build a better family system and a better everything in your life so that you are loved and safe and you can relax and you don't have to worry about people stabbing you in the back. That's the process. As the guy in the relationship head charge, as the guy's in the relationship, it's my intimacy that shuts down in long term. Interestingly, it starts really strong and quickly vanishes into best friends type of relationship. I thought it was my ADHD brain. I hear that a lot from people with ADHD, but one complicating factor with ADHD is that some ADHD is not real ADHD. It's an attachment issue. And if you do have a real ADHD, you've probably been yelled at your entire life for having ADHD, so then you develop attachment issues very often. So ADHD and attachment go hand in hand. And honestly, a lot of that, when I hear that, is avoidant attachment blended with the ADHD piece, but then just saying, it's just the ADHD. No, it's usually the avoidance piece. It's usually avoidance of deeper intimacy, and that's when you start backing off. So check out avoidant attachment. See if that's what it is. Check out my resources that I've got. If that's what it is, that is what's getting in your way. Almost always. Jessica, it absolutely helps me to understand the concept better. You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. That's good. This is awesome. Good questions, you guys. Audrey, you still here? Audrey, look at me. Was that Anchorman? Yes, it was. It's one of my favorite movies. I love stupid movies like that. Oh, man, this is fun. Guys, thank you. This is only my 4th time ever streaming on YouTube, so you guys are making this a lot of fun. Thank you. I love the chat over here. It's way better. I've been used to streaming on TikTok on my phone, which is a nightmare. Audrey says, I'm still here. Good. Very good. You are so used to me using that Anchorman quote. Oh, it's good. Audrey, you'll never guess. Earlier, I was on TikTok live. That's what popped in. Hi, Adam. I'm Eve. Long time no see. You have heard that your whole life, like when people talk to me, haven't you? The Eve jokes. What other questions do you guys have tonight? We want to talk about oxytocin bonding as well. Caitlin Smith, thank you. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Headshot. I hope you continue to do these. I think I will. It's fitting it into my schedule. I do 6 TikTok streams a week, but these YouTube ones are fun. And I've got a back end team, a whole team at Veritas Creative. They're a creator agency that runs creators, and they help me and do so much of my work for me on the back end. But they have me running TikTok 6 times a week because they say it's the place to be right now. And I've got almost 250,000 followers there versus 13,000 followers here. So it really comes down to like where the most impact is. So if I get a lot of followers on here and people are viewing this and clicking links and doing all kinds of stuff and the word is spreading, then they'll be like, hey, YouTube is going great. Let's allocate some time toward that. But totally with you guys. Audrey says, yep. Oh, head charge. It's great to get a sense of direction within 20 minutes of a live stream, then 2 years of therapy. Thank you so much. I get that a lot. So I was a licensed psychotherapist for years before I retired so that I could do coaching internationally. And that's where I am here now. Let's talk about more ways to bond. Ooh, let's do that real quick. Let me grab the rest of these comments and I'll teach you about oxytocin bonding, which is more on the female side of bonding. Not always. I mean, men oxytocin bond too and women vasopressin bond, but oxytocin is definitely skewed toward the feminine. What's the difference between streaming on TikTok and YouTube? This is on my laptop. TikTok is on my phone. That's pretty much the extent I know, but the chat over here is amazing. But over there I have 250,000 followers. And they've got like gifts they send you and paid subscribers, and there's some money involved. You can get monetization and get paid for it. And you have just 250,000 followers over there versus here I've got like 13,000 followers, and I don't know what all they have over here. I haven't even really looked into it much yet. So figuring it out, but down the line, I think YouTube is going to be my friend. Have you considered live streaming simultaneously? I have, but it seems like that would drink my bandwidth, and I'm kind of out in the country, so I'm not sure how my internet would handle that. I may figure that out and have like YouTube over here and or YouTube over here, TikTok over here, and go back and forth, but then I have 2 chats to manage. That would be terrifying at the same time. Seems like a lot of therapy is set up for insurance billing and meeting their guidelines. With a bad therapist or one who doesn't know what they're doing, yes, 100%. It can be. Unfortunately. Jeffrey, good to see you, Jeffrey. How might fixing healing attachment help a freelancer with their work? Ooh, I suspect some of my challenges and work stem from insecure attachment very often. And I work with a lot of freelancers and entrepreneurs and business owners who are held back by their attachment because they say yes to everything and it costs them money, or they are afraid to be the face of their business and it prevents them from getting gigs, or they are afraid to advertise their services as being good, so it costs them gigs, or they can't say no to people's unreasonable demands, so it costs them money, or they can't manage like angry employees or angry clients very well. They run away from confrontation, so they can get a bad rep, or they get like ground into the dirt by people acting in bad faith. A number of ways. When you fix your attachment, you can push back against all of that, protect your business, make more money. Yeah. When people sign up for my coaching and they fix their attachment, they usually end up making more money. Plus, if you're just stressed all the time in your relationships, you don't have as much mental space for working on your actual job. You're just stressed out all the time at your job. It really crushes your productivity. I saw you said attachment affects religious faith. How so, in your opinion? I work with a ton of, for example, like Christians who teach that God is love and that God is an all-loving being who loves them. And I work with a lot of pastors and preachers, even at mega churches and stuff, who don't actually believe that God loves them. Like, they kind of believe the idea, but they don't really believe it. So they get up and preach about it and not actually believing it. So when you believe that you are incapable of being loved, like with anxious attachment, or that love is completely a false thing that does not exist and no one ever will give you good faith love, avoidance, then it's really hard to believe in any religion that says you are absolutely loved at the core of your being by an entity that knows you. It's like, that's not possible. So when I work with people on attachment, usually their religious faith starts to deepen at that point. Jessica Rose, so it helps people become more assertive. Attachment, very often, yes, without becoming a jerk. Attachment helps you become more assertive without becoming a jerk. You become more cooperative but also stronger in your boundaries because you actually have a reason to have boundaries. Yeah, big piece. More questions. Although, wait a minute. Mallory said, let's talk about ways to bond. Oxytocin bonding is another good way. Oxytocin is the love hormone. It does, vasopressin and oxytocin both do a lot in your body and brain. So people with biology majors and stuff will pop in and say, that's just a diuretic. That's an anti-diuretic or a blood pressure medication. It's not. It does other things too. But oxytocin is released in the absence of stress. So good conversation, good calming physical contact, laughing together, spending time together, sharing emotions, receiving acceptance, receiving real care from another person, compliments, gifts, hugs, kisses. All of this is oxytocin. Foreplay is oxytocin. Physical climax for women is often oxytocin. Oxytocin bonding is incredible. You have to be able to actually experience it. Jennifer Gillis, good to see you in here. Dear Adam, such a blessing to see you. I'm still writing a letter to you. I finally had the privilege of being coached by Adam. Only grace to have found Adam to have missed the missing piece of life. Thank you, Jennifer. I look forward to your letter. I've been thinking about you in a non-creepy way. Once in a while I remember you and I'm like, so I'm looking forward to your letter. I hope all is very, very well with you. Can relate to religion problem. Caitlin, a lot of people, yes, a lot of people. Sam, so those who think they're incapable of being loved tend to be avoidant. Avoidant people believe other people are incapable of good faith and acting in good faith, so they don't believe other people will love them. But anxious people don't believe they are worthy of love because they think something deep down on the inside is wrong with them, and that's what makes people hurt or abandon them, is that thing that everybody else can see on the inside of them, but they can't. That's what it is. That's what really does it. Mallory, men don't get oxytocin during sex. They do. What the research indicates is at the moment of climax, women experience oxytocin that floods often up through the brain and does a lot of bonding features. Men seem to get oxytocin, but it seems to move the fluid along during climax. That seems to be its primary feature. So they may get some oxytocin, but it doesn't seem anywhere near as powerful as the female version of oxytocin during climax. And it doesn't seem to serve to emotionally bond them as much either. Men, not that they can't, but men typically bond in other ways. So emotional, physical climax doesn't tend to make a man bond to you as much as female climax will. It's he'll have positive feelings more about you, like eating his favorite hamburger. It is very satisfying, and he wants to come back and eat that again when he is hungry. Men bond, especially in other ways. You should see the hamburger video he posted on Twitter. Yeah, Caitlin, you got me. Okay, so how can I bond better with my father? He and I had a fight over 2 years ago. We never got bond good after that. He's the type of guy who never apologizes. I just learned to deal with it. P.S. I'm his son. Oof. Honestly, the best thing I can tell you is if you want a better relationship with your father, talk to him about that and say, I want a good, loving relationship with you. I'm going to get older, and so are you. I'm going to have children. You're going to have grandchildren. I want them to have a good relationship with you. I want us to be a family for the next 50 years. We need to work this out. Here are some things I want us to work on. First of all, is that what you want too? And if so, we need to build a relationship that is really loving and bonded on both sides. I want that. Do you want that? Here is what I would need from you to make that happen. What do you need from me to make that happen? Negotiate as two adults and make that work. If he can do that in good faith, excellent. If he shuts you down and yells at you during that conversation, that tells you a lot about what his priorities are. If you have an anxious parent and an avoidant parent, very often, is it possible to have both of those traits and flip between them in relationships? Yes. You get inconsistent love. Inconsistent love generates a lot of disorganized attachment, which is also now called anxious avoidant attachment, which actually now has become fearful avoidant. They've changed it. The naming scheme is just as chaotic as the attachment style itself. Yes, it is possible to flip back and forth because you have learned to adapt to the people in your life and the people around you. And you may feel like a chameleon. It may be hard when you're alone to even know who you are or how you feel because you'll be so reflective of the people around you. What's the best way to help a man release oxytocin? Bonding through vasopressin will help him emotionally invest, because his brain will say, you solve problems with me, you are a good ally, and I can trust you and relax with you. But holding hands, talking, sharing about his interests, learning about his interests, letting him talk at you endlessly about his interests, engaging in those hobbies, snuggling, laughing together, enjoying good times together. It was really, really helpful. Many men live without any much physical intimacy, non-sexual physical intimacy, or physical affection. So a lot of physical affection can help if he has good attachment. Avoidant attachment, sometimes he might become oxytocin averse and be nervous about oxytocin, and it makes him uncomfortable. Or he may just not have got much, so he doesn't know about it much. But the more oxytocin you help him have, the more affectionate he can become, because oxytocin released in your brain makes you feel affectionate towards others. Josh Grit is a covert narcissist mother. That usually means avoidant attachment style is what that usually means. And narcissistic absent father, so 2 avoidants. Oof. Create a specific risk for certain attachment. Very avoidant. Very avoidant. Yes. And if the mother wasn't avoidant, she was actually disorganized or full borderline personality disorder, very avoidant. Or possibly disorganized to reflect some of her behaviors, but very avoidant. Josh, that would explain why the avoidant piece is there for you so big. 100%. A lot of it comes down to oxytocin. If you never received much in childhood, you won't understand how good it feels to actually bond with other people and feel safe and connected to them. It will always feel fearful and scary, and you don't know the good. You don't know the good. So Josh, on my YouTube channel here, I have a video called Why It Feels Scary to Bond with People After a Difficult Childhood. You can check out that video here on my YouTube channel, but I go over it in my course. So if you pick up my course at 70% off, it should walk you through that as well in that course and teach you why it's scary to bond with people after that childhood, why this led to your avoidant attachment, why your attachment got broken, and how to fix it in 10 key steps. I will show you inside that course. Josh, it sounds like you need to grab that course. Just grab it before Monday so the price doesn't go up to the full 100%. It's at 30% price right now, so grab that. Caitlin says relatable. Yeah, I get you. Mallory, got it. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. The good question. Ask me another one. Ask me another one about your relationship. I probably got about 5 to 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to go play with my kids before the bedtime. I got the boot camp course just now. Thank you, Josh. Hit me with that. Yes, that is my course. That is the video course. Check that out. Let me know how you like it. Hit me up on there. You know all my social media stuff. I'm on here. Hit me up on Instagram. I'm at Attachment Adam. I think all my socials are linked inside the course. You'll find it. Connect with me. You can shoot me an email if you have questions. You've got updates. If you need someone to talk to as you go through this. My advice as you go through the course, if you can single out one person in your life that you would actually want to open up and connect with, you can share some of what you've learned, what you learn inside the course with them, and that will start fixing your attachment as you go. Just make sure it's someone that you actually trust to kind of care for you, because that could be one of your first real bonding moments with them. So that's what I suspect would be helpful to you. Have someone you can talk it through with and process with. And if you have no one, the course should come with a month free inside my private community. So jump into the community, talk with us in there. A lot of avoidant people have no one, so they connect in the group, and they process the course while they are in the group, so that they have someone to talk to about like all these amazing things they're learning and how it's healing them. Totally with you. Perfect. Thanks. Yeah, totally. You can DM me in the group too. And then we do group events twice a week, like 8 to 10 times a month that way. So thank you, Josh. Let me know how it goes. That's going to change things for you. It really will. Keizo, how can I make good conversations more than small talk? Learn about motivational interviewing. That's one thing they teach us in therapy school, is how to fill up an hour by actually driving people to speak by asking branching questions. So you ask certain questions that are open-ended, and then from there you take pieces of what they have said and ask them greater details about those pieces in more open-ended questions. And you keep going until you end on the path of that series of questions. Then you backtrack to something they said and ask them the branching question off of that piece. So you keep them talking endlessly just based on the first question that you asked. And that will drive it for a whole hour. And it will be actually deep conversation. The other person will love. Big piece. Is the community Facebook? Nope. I don't have a Facebook. Nope. It is on Discord. It's on Discord. Like I said, it's a free month inside that private paid community. It is on Discord. It runs in the Discord app. I don't do Facebook either. So totally with you. It's Discord. He's mentioned Discord a few times. Yeah, it is a Discord group. Totally. Sam, what if that one person is insecure? Yeah. You know, opening up to an insecure person can help. If they're open to fixing the attachment themselves, it can help. Oh, perfect. Sorry, here listening. No, you're all good, man. You are all good. Don't even sweat it. Yeah, everyone's like, where is it? Like, it's weird to think, right? Do you have your own app? Is it Facebook? Everything's Facebook these days. No, it's Discord. Totally with you. Totally got you. I could probably take one or two more questions before I go for the night to play with my kids and feed them dinner and tuck them into bed. Got to work on the attachment at home, right? You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that guy who's teaching about attachment in the world and then their kids fall apart. That happens all the time to mental health professionals too, like, and family teaching professionals. Like, so if someone follows you during lunchtime and shows up after work or at your home to spy on you, could that someone maybe be a narcissist stalking? I mean, it's possible. Narcissists aren't usually the ones who stalk. Narcissists are so wrapped up in themselves, they want you to stalk them. But could they have problems? Yeah, 100%. I would just be cautious and be safe, Jessica. Is it normal to only desire long distance? That is a big feature of attachment issues. A lot of people with attachment issues go into long distance relationships because they're safer. You can manage the cardboard cutout that you put up in front of you. You can disconnect when you're not feeling particularly safe. You can run away immediately. Long distance relationships are really hardcore correlated with attachment issues. Big time. Not always, but big time. Call the police. Caitlin Smith, yeah. Josh Grit, it's amazing. I just feel like I found a key that I've been looking for my whole life. I totally hear you, Josh. I'm glad, and I hear that a lot, because so many people with avoidant attachment, like, this is the biggest piece, is even realizing there's a different way to live. 100%. To live differently is shocking that they can actually do that. So you've done a lot of the hard work for yourself already, is figuring that out. Big time. Report it to HR. Yeah, okay, Jessica, if someone is following you, if they work with you, that would be 100% report it to HR, because that's, something's not right there. Something's not quite right there. Can I have one more question? I'll do one more question. Ooh, Mallory, any other ways to get vasopressin bonding if we live separately? Like long distance separately, or just not like living together in a house? Hit me with that one. Living separately, same city, or living long distance? Two totally different answers, depending on. Hit me with that one, Mallory. Yikes, Jessica. They're the owner of many businesses. So you work for several businesses under the same owner, and they followed you during lunchtime, showed up after work at their house to spy on you? That is really weird. He's a doctor. Oh, can't ruin his reputation. Have you considered asking him, hey, bro, Sally, you followed me home the other day. What up? Have you really considered asking him straight up? Because if he has a reputation to ruin, you might just want to ask, like, hey, I got this weird feeling. Like, talk to me about this. What was going on? You may consider it in a safe, neutral location. Just not living together. Same city. Aha, we're not that far from each other. Yes. So vasopressin bonding on dates. Vasopressin bonding on dates. It can be as simple as doing jigsaw puzzles together, building something cool together on your dates, escape room dates, taking classes of some sort together, like community classes, like dance classes, cooking classes. It can be loading up YouTube tutorials of certain desserts or recipes and cooking them together and seeing how it comes out. A number of things. But doing something together where you can high five at the end and say, we accomplished this as a goal. Totally important. That's totally things you can do not living together. He's a doctor. He's obsessed with me. Told me he likes me. Oof. Jennifer Gillis, long distance vasopressin bonding. Good one. Okay. 3 things. Number 1, the biggest one right up front, is having an end date of when you're going to be together, and then working toward it as a team and marking the milestones and celebrating them together. Number 1. Number 2, is you can play cooperative games. And they don't have to be shoot people in the face cooperative games, like puzzle games. They have all kinds of puzzle games, even through your phone, that you can play cooperatively with someone. Puzzle games, crossword games, all kinds of them. Look them up. Look up like cooperative games for couples, cooperative mobile games for couples. You look those up online. You can find them, and you guys can achieve those things together. And learning skills together long distance. Either learning the skill together where you practice something online or you learn it and then do it, like cooking cooking the same recipe together, then you compare notes at the end and see how each one of yours turned out. Or you guys practice teaching each other skills long distance, teaching each other those skills. Yeah, long distance vasopressin, Jennifer, 100%. Those are the three big ways. Cooperative gaming, skill learning together, skill teaching together, and marking the milestones as you move closer and closer to being together. Those are the three big long distance vasopressin ones that I teach. Shopping together, not really, unless you're shopping to fulfill a problem. If it's like problem shopping and you find a great solution together, then it could be vasopressin bonding. Becky G, after watching your vids for a while, I've realized both my husband and I have attachment issues. You're anxious, he's avoidant, totally possibly disorganized. Becky, totally with you. Totally with you. You're coming in right at the end of my stream. I'm just about to click off, but do you have a question for me real quick? Because I don't want to miss you. If you just popped in, I want to give you a shot at asking a question. And then after that, I'm going to go play with my kids, hang out with my wife, do the attachment at home. He's a business owner as well as doctor. Oof, a well-known doctor. Talk to a law enforcement friend. They might have some advice to spook him off. Yeah, talk to that. If you're really worried about it, talk to somebody. Honestly, talk to somebody and get some information. Because there's something not quite right happening there. Honestly. Do you still do the $50 1-month membership? That is the price for my community, yes. However, Sam, couple options. Number one, if you use code YouTube20, you will get 20% off any membership that you come in on. So if you do 1 month, you get 20% off that $50. If you do a 1 year, you get 25% off the whole year, and then you'll get an additional 20% off the remaining amount. So code YouTube20 will give you 20% off whatever membership that you come in on. So grab a membership, jump into the group. Or if you grab any of my bundles right now, and I'm going to drop those here real quick. If you get my Black Friday bundle with coaching, 2 coaching sessions, and 2 webinars, and my course, and a month free inside my private community. There's the bundle for coaching and my Black Friday course. If you guys want to go through this course, anyone in here who has a significant other who needs to learn about attachment, my course right now is 70% off. You could take my course together and watch it and fix your attachment together as a couple. Jennifer, thank you so much. You are very welcome. Very, very welcome. And I'm going to drop this last link really quick. Where is it? I'm going to have to find it. Nope. Okay, it's my Black Friday bundle. I already dropped that. Perfect. My Black Friday bundle that I just dropped, it has 2 coaching sessions. You're a legend. Thank you, Jennifer. You're going to make me blush. I do appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you, too. I'll look forward to your letter, too. You have a good evening. Thank you very much. Caitlin, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here. It was wonderful to see you. Thank you so much. Everybody here, end date, mark the milestones, cooperate games, skill sharing. Yes, Jennifer, exactly. Exactly. What could he be if he's not a narcissist? Some sort of attachment issue is happening there, as usually. Is the 20% off code discount still available on Black Friday today? YouTube 20. Yes, it is still available if you buy the just the attachment circle itself. The attachment circle community. Anyone in here who needs a community, join my attachment circle community. Let me drop that link really quick. That's what I was going to drop. My own website. Type my own name. There we go. You'd be surprised at the end of a day how you can't even type your own name. Here is my link for my community. If you guys use code YouTube20 when you join, it takes 20% off your joining membership right there. So if you need, like, how many people are in there? Last time I checked, I think it's 59 or 60 people. Not bad for the first year of a private community. Jump in there. Use code YouTube20. Take 20% off. Join the community. Let's work together. And if you grab any of my bundles right now that are on Black Friday special, they're linked in my About tab. They're in my link tree. You will also get a month free inside that private community. So please, by all means, join. I would love to work with you in there. Uh-oh. There. Sorry about that. That was a blip. Apparently, I scrolled the wrong way. Becky G, our marriage feels so empty to me. He feels like it's fine. I feel so empty. If only I could afford your courses. I've literally watched all your vids. Becky, so my course right now is 70% off. My course right now is 70% off. If you click my course right now, $197, and you'll get a month free inside the private community. There's that. You've watched all my videos. Have you read my book, Exhausted Wives, Bewildered Husbands? Because that right there, that book describes what you're going through right now. The more I bring up attachment issues, the more he works to avoid it. He sounds very avoidant then. That course will help you. I don't know if he would learn about it. If he's willing to learn about it, that is great. Would he take the course with you? It's $197. You guys could go through that 100%. But the best thing you can do is fix your own attachment and connect to family and friends to build your bond so you are not alone. And then you will change the circumstances. I'll download your book. Okay, Exhausted Wives, Bewildered Husbands. I think I can find you a link. Exhausted Wives, Bewildered Husbands. Aha! If you type Exhausted Wives, you find my face. It doesn't sound right, but it is what it is. Exhausted Wives, Bewildered Husbands. There you go right there. Mallory, what other books do you have? I have my book, Slaying Your Fear. Let me pop that open. I love that YouTube lets me actually put links in the chat. Here's my other book, Slaying Your Fear by Adam Lane Smith. He doesn't think we need help. And thanks again. Read Exhausted Wives, Bewildered Husbands. That is for wives whose husbands don't think they need help, and the wife is so tired in the marriage. Check that out. 100%. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. It was wonderful talking with you guys. I'm going to go play with my wife and kids. Thank you. Make sure you check out my Black Friday special. 70% off my attachment bootcamp course. 70% off my bundle as well. So 2 coaching sessions, 2 live Q&A webinars. Or you can ask me your burning questions from the course. The course is also included in that, and a month free inside my private community. So $3,700 in attachment and relationship fixing value, down to $899. Check out that bundle. Work with me personally in there. Hope Rampage is doing well. Yes, very well. Good callback. At Becca, bless you, Adam, I will. Do you think that Slaying Your Fears would help him? Only if he's willing to learn about attachment. Only if he's willing to learn about attachment. If he's not, nothing will help, unfortunately. Is it all available till Monday? Jessica, yes. Everything is available today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then Monday is the closeout of those sales. I do right now have a special going on with 4 coaching package, 4 coaching sessions for 25% off. So buy 3, get the 4th one free. So that will run through Wednesday, I believe. That's been all month. So that's in November. Yes, available till Monday. Thank you, Josh. Perfect. So thank you guys. I will be here. I'm not sure. I'm going to figure out when I can stream again. I definitely stream on TikTok. If you're ever on TikTok, I'm there 6 days a week or 6 times a week streaming on TikTok. I'm at Attachment Bro. I post all my videos on here. I love the comments you guys send me. Adam, your new one too. Uh-oh, my new one. Oh, my new book. Oh, thank you. Yes, I have a new book. 5 Steps to Overcome Fear of Rejection. Thank you, Jennifer. 5 Steps to Overcome Fear of Rejection, a new ebook that I just put out. You're right. Good memory, good memory, Jennifer. Thank you. That is on Kajabi, LinkedIn. If you click any of those bundles, it will show you what else I offer over on Kajabi. That book is over there, special, that ebook. Guys, thank you so much. This was fun. I'm going to go spend time with my wife and kids, put them in bed, maybe watch a movie with my wife, hang out, build that good attachment. Thank you, guys. I will see you again.